talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean, crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. Today is going to be an informational video because I want to share some informaciones while I'm sitting here without no pantalones, but that's not your business. Tyler Vasseur reached out to me. Tyler Vasseur is the individual that is the face, pretty much, of creating a transparent union, meaning they want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So he is having, or they are having, a Zoom meeting on June 2nd. I am going to leave a link to this June 2nd on Sunday meeting in the pinned comment. Why is it important for everybody to chime in or join or just go to give your opinion? Because you all are fighting. It's not only the National Association of Letter Carriers, but everybody's fighting for a more transparent union so that they know about the negotiations. All right, when the unions go out there and they negotiate on your behalf, you want to know what they're negotiating about. This is all the unions. So it's good because A, he's stepped up to do something that a lot of people won't do. He's not really trying to, ruffle feathers. He's just talking about the rights that you as union workers should be having. You pay your union dues. You should know what they're talking about on your behalf. So it's imperative. Please take some time out your day. There's absolutely no excuse, no reason why you cannot go and check out this information. Chime in, talk about it, because it's not just you that's watching. As we said before, when you shed light on situations which we've never in history had before, we've never had the opportunity to voice your opinion so freely the way we have now with these different platforms. So it's imperative for people that have voices or want a voice or even want to stay behind but still give your input. You have the opportunity to, because there's people up top that are watching. They say, hey man, this Tyler guy, he wants to know this, that, this, and the other. We have to do something. That's what's happening. Every situation, whether it be police for the carriers or protecting the carriers, we spoke about it over a year ago. They're starting to bring it to the forefront instead of putting it behind. Think about that. We've talked about bad management. We talk about management getting away or falsifying documents. We're bringing things to the forefront, and you notice there are people that are being held accountable for their actions. So it's imperative, like I said, step into this, because this could be the beginning of something where somebody else may want to step up and say, hey, we're not just talking about the unions being transparent. We want to know that there's somebody out there to govern the management that we have, or to govern the workers we have, etc. I'm just not saying that's what it is, but it's just different ideas that could be put out there, and people have the power of the mouth. You have the power. You have the power. You're paying the dues. You have the power. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let any of those disgruntled shop stewards or those managers, those union presidents at wherever you're located tell you, no, it's unrealistic. Don't let them tell you that and change the narrative, because it's not. Just because they don't agree with something doesn't mean it's not realistic. And that's what they need to realize. Just because it hasn't been brought to the forefront before doesn't mean it's not a legitimate concern. Well, we'll take care of it. No, you're not taking care of it. We have no idea what's going on. It's been over a year, if you're a letter carrier, that you have no idea what's going on. Thankfully, I specifically have a decent union guy that, he's been giving me information to keep me abreast of what goes on with my specific craft. And I appreciate him for that. We used to argue like a motherfucker, boy. Woo, excuse my French. Sorry about that. Scratch that. Anyway, but it's healthy because we have a healthy respect for each other. And nothing's ever really personal. And that's what it is. A lot of these people that put in positions of power, like we were just talking about for these last couple of days, when it comes down to shop stewards, VPs, union presidents, they feel like they have a certain power over everybody. No, the power, the voice is with the people that pay the dues. The first thing they do is they ask you for your dues or to join a union before they even get into the station, before they even get out of orientation. And then these people get to stations, they don't even know if they have a representation there. They don't know. And then they find out their representation is with management. Like I said, all you guys have to do is step up, voice your opinion, get ideas, because when you collaborate together with different people from different parts of the country, it's only going to help you. Okay, that's number one. Again, there is no excuse. Y'all have zero excuse. If you want change, and this ain't just for the letter carriers, this ain't just for the rural carriers, this ain't just for this is for everybody. Show support for other crafts, because at the end of the day, we're all craft workers. Number two, I had somebody reach out to me today, and I am also gonna leave his information in the pinned comment as well. It's another carrier that's starting his journey with the post office and wants to share his insight as well. A very humble and spiritual man, to say the least. So his content may not be for everybody, but when I, spoke to him, he had 1 subscriber. So, you don't necessarily, I don't tell people to subscribe. I tell people to watch, feel what you feel. If you feel like subscribing to somebody, go for it. With my son, I want you to subscribe to my son, though. That's my dogs. But yeah, if you want to support, please do. Show some love to, he's like I said, another carrier. I told you guys about Mailman Nick a couple years ago, and Mailman Nick's still doing Mailman Nick things. So on to the next topic. I have a video that I'm gonna leave at the end of this video, and I want to touch on it a little bit, and it has to do with human nature and what we experience here. And this has really nothing to do with the post office. So if you want to just cut it off now, please do. But this is more of an opinion about human nature with me, as well as what possibly goes on with our line of work. So I noticed that with my training, I train people from all age groups. And I can sincerely and genuinely say that when we have younger people that come in to work for the post office, what I've noticed is that younger people, it's unfortunate. When I mean younger, I'm talking about 18 to 24-ish, 25. They have no direct people skills. They don't know how to have a conversation. They don't know how to look you in the eyes. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to verbally say yes, no. I'm not saying they have bad work ethics, but it's, and again, this next video that I'm going to clip to the end of this is going to explain what I mean behind it. I think that the generations that we have coming up have been so stuck in social media and on their phones, they don't know how to interact with each other. They don't know how to have a conversation with each other. If you walk into a high school right now during lunchtime, everybody's got their face down. Some of us here are guilty of that as well. We are pinned to these phones and we no longer communicate face to face. They don't need to communicate face to face. They got dating apps where people, they go and they sit down in front of somebody else and they don't know how to communicate verbally. And what does that have to do with us? This is our future. This is our future. And I feel sad because our future doesn't have the verbal or real life skills, and the real world is getting worse than it was when we were younger. Only a handful of you can feel what I'm feeling right now or understand where I'm getting at. But like I said, watch this little clip. It'll amaze you what they're doing, and tell me if you're still watching, if you agree with this clip at the end. So my comments are gonna probably be everywhere, but tell me if you agree with the clip at the end of this video when it comes down to what you're about to see. Again, check out the mailman, his pinned comment, but more so, please, if you have the time this Sunday coming up, make sure you jump in on the Zoom link, okay? Y'all be safe, be blessed. This is JH. I gotta go help my son do a live stream now. The rest doesn't stop. All right, we out.
Students at Dunbar High School in Dayton, Ohio, placed their phones into these envelopes labeled with their names and grades.
The mornings are just like TSA. Bags, purses, food.
Most Dunbar students have gotten used to the new norm, but some still try to sneak in their cell in a hidden pocket, a bag of chips, a book with a phone-shaped cutout, but this one takes the takeout container. Yep, that's a phone under the chicken. Language arts teacher and football coach James Lacking is part of the morning check-in crew. Do you have to laugh to yourself sometimes?
Oh, we have a good time. We have a good time. It's fun to me now.
The district leading the charge in a national battle in education to keep phones out of schools, and their mission is spreading like wildfire. Lawmakers in at least 10 states are already introducing or passing bills to ban the devices.
A number of Ohio schools have made the decision to eliminate smartphone use during the school day. And I believe clearly that is the right decision.
Spanish teacher Essence Wright says it wasn't enough to ask students to keep their phones off or in their backpacks. What is going on with the phones in the classroom before this ban went into effect?
Constant notifications. Constant notifications.
What does that do to learning?
It interrupts the whole process. It really does.
If now you have to address it, or you need to have an administrative moment in your classroom that could have all been avoided if it didn't even exist.
And now it doesn't. Students don't have their phones from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. when school is dismissed. Hear that? It's the sound of students at lunch talking to each other and playing games.
When we were allowed to have our phones, like at lunch, it used to be like really silent and like nobody would talk. So.
Seniors Jayla, DeAndre, and Rayvon, along with freshman Moses, say they understand the reasons for the cell phone ban. Raise your hand if your parents would say you are addicted to your phones.
That's all she say.
Yeah.
Do you think your mental health is stronger because of this cell phone ban?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they always liked it.
Like I'm always used to it, having it in my pocket, you know, so for it to be taken away, it's just like, it's like losing a limb.
You weren't happy in the beginning. Now it's been almost a full school year. Has your perspective changed, and how?
At first, I didn't see like the reason for them taking our phones. But at the time it's passed, I've seen like the benefits from it, or how much of an effect it's had in classrooms and behaviors.
New data out of Norway reinforces what educators call common sense. After examining middle schools with phone bans across the country, researchers found that students saw higher GPAs, fewer mental health consultations, and more than a 40% decrease in bullying incidents. Some parents worry about not being able to reach their kids in an emergency. David Lawrence is the Dayton Public Schools superintendent. When parents who push back and say there's an emergency, I need to reach my child during the day, what do you say?
I say that there have been emergencies throughout the history of school. We've always done a good job of being able to prepare for emergencies and then contact parents in a way that's meaningful and pretty swift based on the emergency.
It looks pretty low-tech what you're doing.
It is an envelope. You can buy them at a convenience store. And so you put them in an envelope, store them, and then give them back. It's really easy.
What would be your advice to other school leaders who are watching this and wondering if they should implement this in their school?
I would say that it's cost-effective, quick, simple, and easy.
7 hours of phone-free time might be the best thing that's happened to education in a long time.
They are actually being children. That's exactly what we want them to be. These are the last years of their childhood, and we want them to live them.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.